Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play one of the best games on Xbox One, without a shadow of a doubt. I've played almost all the Xbox One games, but now it's time to play the best game I've played on Xbox One. And the best game I've ever played after GTA 5 in 2013, and it's no other than Ryse Son of Rome. Now, obviously, Ryse Son of Rome is set inside Rome. Obviously, that's what's called Ryse Son of Rome, and it begins with basically the Emperor. So the guy who's running, like a coward, should I say, is the Emperor. He's the Emperor of Rome, and he's got two sons. And believe it or not, one of his sons called Commodus. Now we know Commodus from Gladiator. Maybe it's that same Commodus. We don't know, but let's just get on with the gameplay. So this is walkthrough part 1. And I'm telling you something right now. This campaign took me 1 day to complete. The reason why, it's not because it's short. I reckon it's a good 10 hours of gameplay, but because it was so exciting, so brilliant, the storyline so freaking amazing. I could not go sleep. I tell you the truth, I went to sleep and I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to play this game. That's how good it was. It's freaking amazing. Everything about the graphics are sublime. You know, you can even see the sweat on the characters' faces, which is unbelievable. Truly next gen. And to be honest with you, Xbox One have had great launch titles. For example, Killer Instinct. They had Ryse Son of Rome, they had Dead Rising 3, they had Forza Motorsports 5. These are fantastic games to play. However, there's nothing that can compare with Ryse Son of Rome on Xbox One. I'm just sorry, not at the moment. This is a great game. Now, let's get started. I'm playing with this guy called Marius. Now, Marius is a legendary fighter, you know, and he's had a really hard life. Obviously we're going to get into that as soon as the chapters come along, because I don't want to tell you everything that happens straight away and walk through part 1, and then I'll kind of be destroying it. But anyway, let's play with Marius. So Marius is this top fighter. Look at this. So at this very moment, Marius is protecting Rome and the Emperor, obviously, from the barbarians. And if you remember that movie Gladiator, you know, that movie starts off with Maximus and the Romans basically you know, conquering Germania and fighting the barbarians. So it's quite similar. And we know that the Romans fought barbarians a lot. So at the beginning, it's telling you some of the mechanics. So for example, how to play the game. So it's Y to push, it's A to defend, it's X to attack, and it's I think it's LT to perform executions, and LB to call in like catapults or a volley of arrows and stuff. But anyway, check this gameplay out. And it's such a fun game to play. I'm not lying to you. I don't know, before the game was released, some ridiculous guy came out and said, you know, playing this game is like dialing, you know, on your mobile. Basically, it's just, you're just pushing buttons and it's boring. But I tell you something, this game is not boring at all. It's fantastic. And I've certainly had a lot of substantial amount of experience within games. I've been playing games all my life, and even though I teach right now, I still play a lot of games. I love games. I'm just a proper. I love games. I'm a gamer. That's who I am. But anyway, let's carry on. Oh, doing these executions is so much fun. Seriously, it's amazing. I mean, seriously, you gotta play this game. Now, I don't work for Microsoft. I don't work for anything along these lines, but I know a quality game when I see one, and this is no exception to a quality game. It's fantastic. And the game reminds me of two of my favorite movies, Gladiator and 300. A lot of the fight scenes happen within the Colosseum, which is, you know, where obviously Gladiator set in Rome as well, and he plays a very similar role to Marius, to be honest with you. Oh, sick. Double execution.
Status of the defences, soldier.
Yes, sir. Most of the 18th Legion is still combat effective. We have 3 auxiliary units at your command, Scorpios, Archers, and a catapult nest.
Form a line! North barricade!
If you're interested in the way fighting was back in the days, obviously right now fighting is done with guns and bombs and airplanes and chopper gunners and AC-130s and nukes and stuff, but back in the days it wasn't like that. It was shield, sword, arrow, spear, catapults, and basically siege weapons like battering rams, and there also used to be a ballistic kind of ballista. You know, that's what they used to use, and fighting was more manly back in the days, for sure. Anybody can shoot anybody, but can you walk up and sword fight him and kill him like that, like a proper man? So I respect the hell out of warriors who used to fight back in the days. I really do. So right now I'm using some sort of ballista, sort of a scorpion kind of thing against the barbarians. I'm trying to target certain sectors where the game is telling me to shoot. For example, these barrels with, like, you know, I think they got oil in them or some sort of thing, and I'm igniting them and stuff. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, targeting certain people, especially archers on their side as well, because that's the last thing I want their archers to kill mine. Won't be able to fire volleys then.
Hold, men! Hold! Order the catapult nest to line up on the palace courtyard. Fire on my command. Catapults! Fire! Fall back! Is breaking! Fall back!
Using this weapon's not too hard as well. It locks on for you sometimes. Well, most of the times it locks on for you, so it's not too hard to kill your enemies. You can actually use it and call in a volley of arrows on your enemies whenever you want. So I've just sent out some catapults, and this will definitely destroy the barbarians. Oh, took a bit of a fall there. Yeah, another thing I want to say is basically if you do press the sort of select button on the Xbox One, you're allowed to upgrade your character, basically his health, his focus, his gain, and its combat skills, and also you can also increase basically, like, you know, execution styles. Well, there's a recruit style of killing somebody, there's a soldier style, there's also what's it called, a general style as well. A legendary way of killing people, so you know it just looks a lot more cooler when you perform an execution on your enemies. So right now I'm basically with the Emperor. I need to defend him from certain people right now, so this is the Emperor, and I need to look after him because there are barbarians literally everywhere. And as you can see from the Emperor, he's not exactly, you know, he's not exactly too easy. But you know, so Emperor, he has his own army. You know that they call the Praetorians. And the Praetorians, their job is solely to protect the Emperor wherever he goes. And they usually wear purple, whilst the yeah, once you're fighting, I need to explain something. There's 4 options. There's one where you kill somebody and get more XP, and there's actually one where you kill somebody and get more health. I usually go for the health one because if I do perform an execution, I get like an extra 250. I get like, you know, life basically, like maybe 25% extra life per time you kill somebody in an execution way, because executions are something that are rewarded within this game, and they're really cool to look at. Fighting against some more barbarians down here, and hopefully this shouldn't be too much of a problem against me. Oh man, performing some of these executions will get you really hyped up, which is great, really.
Now you burn, Roman! Death to the invaders! Surrender or die!
Here, quickly!
After defeating basically the barbarians, you have here the barbarian, one of their bosses comes down, and this is a bit of a boss fight in the first campaign mode, which I love these boss fights because first of all they're really cool and they really test how much you've sort of learned in the game, because clearly if you've not learned a lot you won't be able to beat the boss up. And he comes down and the way he lights up the floor, that's quite cool, man, and he definitely is a strong one, yeah.
I swear
yeah, definitely he's a hard one, isn't he? Yeah.
Only men kill men, my emperor.
I particularly
Gods
like the
may guide us.
cutscenes in this game as well. I
Never
definitely
interfere with
leave
the
them
affairs of
within the
mortals.
game,
Oh,
because then you're gonna
and
understand
what great
the
oracle
storyline
told
a
you
lot
this,
better if
General?
you're inside, because obviously, you know, this is the
My
first
father.
time I'm actually playing this game.
We will be safe here. I do believe we will be safe. Well, I pray to the gods that we will be safe.
We will be safe here, Emperor. As safe as we can be.
Safe? Yes, safe, thank God. But you... What family? What's your name, soldier?
Telling you guys right now,
Ryse.
having a shield
But my name
helps
is
so
of no
much.
import. My story, however, is. My father taught me that we are fated by the gods, but that we alone choose our path. You were fated to be an emperor, and I...
After defeating the
a
boss,
soldier.
you sort of
My
you
father's
know,
sense
you
of
get a
honor
nice
drove
trophy,
him to
which is
follow a path that
fantastic.
served the people.
You get an achievement,
But what
and then you're
drove
back with
us
the
to
Emperor.
take the paths we did? What made us the men that we are today? My story begins some 10 years past.
Father,
Marius?
it's good to see you again. How do I look? Every inch the Roman soldier.
You look fine, my son. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Now the
You know where
Emperor,
he's been posted?
he actually
Alexandria.
doesn't know who Marius
Alexandria,
is
that's
properly,
a
you
quiet
know,
province.
and he's going to
Your
find
mother
out,
will be pleased.
I didn't
you know, the
join the army to
story
bask in the sun,
of
Father.
Marius, and
I wanna
it's
fight
a
like you
really
did for the
sad
Empire.
one as well. If
All
you
in good
watch
time,
the
my son.
continuing
All in
walkthroughs
good
that I do go through, you know, Marius' story
Remember,
is a sad
Not
one
all
because
your enemies will be found
actually I
on the
don't want to
battlefield.
tell you guys, but you guys are gonna find out.
Marius!
It's a storyline of, well, it's quite similar to the Gladiator one actually. It's very similar
look at him.
actually to the Gladiator story, and the Gladiator story is
Father,
obviously
please.
very emotional. I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I always used to
Your
cry
sister
when
was eager
Maximus
to see
dies.
you.
And
You will see
now
her
that I'm
soon
grown
enough.
up, that I sort of realised that it's
For
good
now,
Maximus dies because
I wish to
he
speak with
can
our
see
son
his
alone.
family in the afterlife, which
Fine.
is something he always wanted to do.
I shall go and find
I
your
remember
sister.
Maximus well when he used to count the days he hasn't been home, so he's like,
Is there
last
something
day I was
troubling you,
home was
Father?
3 years, 362 days,
We
and
will
this
talk
morning.
in good time.
So he's actually counting every single
For
day
now,
as well as the morning.
Let's
He
see what
hasn't
you've
been home,
learned.
which is brilliant, really. Then
Ready
finally, what
yourself.
happens is Marius comes home
First,
and
break
he's
my
basically
guard.
he starts training with his father, which is quite good, really. So if you're gonna watch this film, it's quite interesting of who
again.
Marius' father was, because he was also a warrior. Without
Remember,
no doubt,
Marius,
and
break
he's gonna
my
try to
guard
teach
so you
his
can
sons
strike.
tips and tricks of fighting and timing whilst you fight, because timing with the shield will
No,
allow
that's
you
not
to
it
do
at all.
counter
Come on,
attacks and
break my
stuff,
guard.
and
You
it's
know
all
the
about
moves.
timing when you fight. Thanks.
That's it. Good work,
Now
my
do it
son.
again, but this time strike me. 3 times. One more time. Blocked you. Start again. Break my guard. 3 strikes or it doesn't count. Come on. 3 times, Marius. 3 times. And again. That's the way. Masterful.
It's a sad but proud day. The day a son first meets his father. You may have mastered the sword, but never rush to meet the world with it drawn. Always come open-handed first. Walk with me, son.
I've heard rumors there is great unrest in Rome.
Yes, these are dangerous times we live in. This election could change everything.